Welcome to episode 11. In this episode we're going to be fitting these new water, waste and diesel points to the deck. So after all the hard work on those rubbing strakes, I thought we'd do a few easy jobs for a little while. Today we're going to be fitting these new filler points to the deck. We've got water, waste and diesel to fit and finding somewhere suitable to put them all. I think the first one of these we're going to start with is this diesel filler point. We'll start on this side because there's a bit more going on this side, what with this gas bottle box and lid, and the position of this will determine the position of the waste point on the opposite side. So all we need to consider on this side is obviously this. Inside this window, dead in the middle, there's going to be a Samson post. So that's going to be about here. And then just underneath here, we'll go inside and have a little look in a minute, is a supporting stringer that goes along under here. And we need to miss that. I don't want to start having to cut that out, because on the back of these is just a hose tail that we push hose onto, so that'll just make this work a lot harder. So we need to put this through the deck somewhere here where it avoids that stringer. Just sits nicely, you know, in some kind of position, maybe like that, just something that looks tidy. And then we'll, when we've decided on the position of that, we'll mark up the exact same position on the other side for the waste outlet. So the waste outlet on the other side is going to be where the waste is pumped out using a macerator pump on board. And I'm going to design it in such a way that I can pump it out to jerry cans, so that if we're not near services but we can remove the waste with a tender, then we can fill our own waste containers and take them off of the boat on the tender. So that's the plan. Right, let's go see what's inside. So this is the underside of the deck or bulwark where we are fitting the diesel filler point. This is the supporting stringer I was saying about. This runs along the whole of that, that bulwark. And we need to put that fitting through in the middle of this. So, well, it doesn't have to be equidistant from, either side, but as long as it misses this, and it's a uniform distance from the box and from the edge, so it's in some kind of uniform position, I think that'll be nice. So that's about 12.5 centimetres from the inside of that vertical piece. So we go up outside and just measure a position that suits it really, and then we'll mark that on the other side, and then we'll move to the water filling point. So to avoid that stringer on the inside, I think a nice position for this would be sort of 10 centimetres from that wall, and then copying the position of the Samson post 60.25 from the end. So we just mark that in. Looks a bit busy, but there's not a lot I can do about that really. I think it looks tidy enough. Let's hit it with this. There we are, pretty successful. It was the closest hole saw we could get to the size of the fitting, but fortunately it's although it's a bit big, it's small enough that it doesn't infringe upon when we need to drill the bolt holes. So we just mark up where the bolt holes need to go, and then we can drill those through. So that's 14 centimetres from the wall, and I think to make it look nice and tidy we'll have these running along parallel to that line. So see roughly where they need to be. And 11.75. I think we'll just do these by eye, because that needs to be seated so we know where it is in the hole. do. So as with all of these areas that I'm doing little bits of work on, I'm going to grind back the bad paint around them and undercoat around them. All of these fittings will be coming off when we do the final strip down and complete paint of the whole boat, but for now this is just to protect against rust whilst we're getting on with the job. What we need to do now is just put the bolts through these holes and then screw the nuts on the inside, because we need to weld the nuts to the inside, but I want to do that as one lot, doing all of them at the same time at the end of this job. So we'll just put these bolts through these holes for now, make sure they all fit, and then we can move on to the next one. Perfect. So we're going to copy the position of this one to the other side. So it was 10 from the side, the end position ended up about 60 from that vertical. Not that it matters much, because nobody's ever going to compare the position of these two things ever again. But for consistency, that's what we're going to do. That's about right. Okay, this one's a bit different. So the original water point was sort of right up at the very front, not centralised. But obviously we can't put it back there because this is now in the way. So it needs to go somewhere here where it's not going to be obscured by the anchor, which may be up at the time. And I think probably this way round with the word water facing towards us. And probably, you know, central to that blade. Looks like a nice position. I mean, if it wasn't central to the blade, I don't think it really matters, but might not look so tidy, so we'll have that central to the blade. And, oh, I don't know, a couple of inches from it, 5 centimetres from it. Let's go with that. For the lack of a square edge. Uh, 11 centimetres, basically the middle of that. Yep, looks pretty good. don't want all this dross getting all over the things I've installed, so just put that there for the moment. A bit thicker than the other ones, taking a bit more to get through. Oh, there we go, nearly there. Just what we didn't want to do. We've gone through right over the right over a supporting piece in the front. It's not ideal, but I'd rather it was up front here than further back, because if we go further back we're going to sort of conflict with the anchor locker a bit more. I think we just cut through this. We just cut through this supporting piece. There we go. We're through. So we just need to cut some temporary gaskets for these deck fittings now. When we put them in final, we'll use some Sikaflex, but until we've painted the whole deck, we'll just put these in temporarily. I'm just going to cut it out of this sort of closed cell foam sheet. Seven and a half. Four and a half in the middle. 3.25. Got this nifty little gasket cutter. Yeah. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.